In a key development to establish permanent peace in Yemen, Saudi delegation is in the capital city of Sana'a to hold talks with Houthi rebels. Saudi and Omani delegations are in Sana'a, the capital of Yemen, for talks with Houthi rebels to attempt a potentially permanent solution to the 9-year-long civil war. This development comes in parallel with UN peace efforts which were successful in establishing a truce for 6 months between the internationally recognized Yemeni government and the Houthi rebels in April last year. The truce ended in October 2022. Yemen has been reeling from a brutal civil war since 2014, when protests demanding elections and a new government and lowering of fuel prices turned violent. Houthi insurgents, Shiite rebels with alleged links to Iran and a history of resisting Sunni-dominated governments, took advantage of the growing precarious security situation and entered Yemen's capital, demanding President Abrar resign. When the negotiations between the rebels and the government failed, Houthi rebels took control of the presidential palace, which has been under their control since then. Houthi control of the Yemeni capital prompted a harsh military and economic response by Gulf states. Saudi Arabia and its Gulf allies imposed an economic blockade and launched airstrikes with US support against Houthi rebels. With Iran supporting the Houthi rebels and Saudi Arabia backing the Hadi-led government, Yemen's civil war also became a proxy battle between the Middle East rivals. Saudi Arabia tried to mobilize support for its efforts in Yemen from its allies, including Pakistan, asking it to contribute ground troops to the war, a request which Pakistani parliament declined, which led to a rough patch between Saudi-Pakistan relations. The war has caused more than 200,000 deaths, including 11,000 children. According to UNICEF, it has left around 87% of the people dependent on aid. The United Nations has called it one of the biggest humanitarian crises in the contemporary world. Although details about the talks are still sketchy, it is reported negotiations would involve lifting of economic blockade, reopening central ports, and enabling access to their currency to pay for workers and government employees. This development is significant for multiple reasons. 1. The negotiations come soon after the China-brokered restoration of diplomatic ties between Tehran and Riyadh. Although Beijing was not involved in peace talks in Yemen, the timing suggests the mediation efforts between the Middle East rivals might have inadvertently led to a prospect of establishing sustainable peace in Yemen, signaling once again the role of multipolar diplomacy in the Middle East, in marked contrast to US sledgehammer approach of invading countries and arming allies. Second, these geopolitical developments raise the prospect of peace in a region that has seen unceasing from Iraq to Syria to Yemen. Third, with Saudi Arabia agreeing to directly engage and reportedly agree to some of the important demands of Houthi rebels, such as lifting the blockade of central ports, can be read as part of the shift of foreign policy focusing on ensuring internal security, which Houthi rebels has undermined through their rocket attacks, ending proxy wars and ushering in a new era of economic cooperation. While this is a welcome development for sustainable peace in the country, Yemen will continue to face challenges to internal security by groups like Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula. I'm Usama Nizamani, and this was your Daily Dispatch.